No, he's not in there. Stathis is around here somewhere, and Soteris. They must be, because you're watching Jammin. I'm Roger Glover, Deep Purple.
Λοιπόν, πρωτού πούμε οτιδήποτε άλλο, πρέπει να πούμε για τη σημερινή εκδήλωση, για τη σημερινή εκπομπή, εν πάση περιπτώσει, είναι απαραίτητη και χωρίς αυτήν δεν γινόταν η παρουσία της Ασπής Security, η οποία ευγενικά μας παραχώρησε τους ανθρώπους της για να κρατήσουν μια τάξη και μια ασφάλεια εδώ πέρα μέσα. Ευχαριστούμε πάρα πολύ την Ασπής Security και όλα τα παιδιά. Ένα θερμό χειροκρότημα για την Ασπής. Right. Do you guys mind if I ask you about an upcoming studio album?
Sure.
You do mind?
No.
All right. Do you have any plans in the pipeline, or are you thinking of anything, or?
It's, we're going to do some writing in about a month's time. We're not quite sure where it's going to be, what it's going to be, where it's going to be recorded, who's going to produce it. This will all become apparent in the next 10 years. I mean,
all right,
10
few
weeks.
months.
But I think partly because of this concert, the Albert Hall concert, and partly because of just the feeling in the band, there's a wish to really expand.
Progress, as it were.
And you know, people say, what is Deep Purple music? Or maybe you write a song and some people might say, well, that's not Deep Purple music. Deep Purple music really is anything that comes out of the five of us. So with that in mind, I think our frontiers, our boundaries, our limits are all going to be blown away on the next album.
Λέει λοιπόν η εμπειρία τους από το Albert Hall τους οδήγησε και θα κάνουν κάτι μέσα στους επόμενους μήνες, θα αρχίσουν να γράφουν μερικά τραγούδια. Δεν ξέρουν τι, δεν ξέρουν πώς, δεν ξέρουν με ποιον παραγωγό, δεν ξέρουν τίποτα. Λέει λοιπόν ότι η εμπειρία τους όμως αυτή τους οδηγεί να κάνουν κάτι το οποίο θέλουν ουσιαστικά να προοδεύσουν. Και τους ρωτάνε ο κόσμος τι είναι η μουσική των Deep Purple. Λέει η μουσική των Deep Purple είναι ό,τι βγαίνει από εμάς τους πέντε. Και δεν έχει σημασία τι είδους μουσική θα είναι. Θα κοιτάξουμε, λέει, να πάμε όσο πιο μακριά γίνεται τα σύνορα αυτής της μουσικής. Some gentlemen among the five of us here said back in September that we're going back into the studio to do our Sgt. Pepper.
It wasn't me.
It was a singer, I think. Yep.
Well, God, yeah.
Το είπε. He said it.
I know, there's a joke about a guy called, well, I can't actually tell you in public, but I'll tell you later on.
Okay.
But the punchline is, you do it at one time, and you're held with it for the rest of your life. I think what I meant by that was symbolically, I think it's very significant for us at the moment to, Roger really said the whole thing, but it's very important for us to embrace the feeling of the moment. And there's a great sense of adventure in the moment. The band is playing as well as I've ever heard it in my life. I would say it's time to do our Sgt. Pepper. I'll say it again if you like, but I think that's, by coining a phrase like that, what it does, it lowers boundaries, it opens doors for you, and it at the same time presents a challenge, because you start off with a blank piece of paper, but you know there's a big stack of other pieces of paper over there, which is previous product, you know, and I think there's we've got enough wit and imagination, and we've got over our crises. We've been, you know, up and down, just like, you know, a cheap pair of tights. But I mean, it's like, I didn't mean that. You know what I mean?
Okay, we do.
And I think it's important now that we do something. You know, there's two ways of looking at things. I play pool a lot at home, and there are lots of people that come around that are really good pool players, but they fluff it just when they get to the killer shot.
Yeah.
You know, just when they get into they can win the game, and all they got to do is get the black down.
Yep.
And they get nervous, and they start thinking about it, and they fluff it.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'd say, you know, you don't have the killer touch. And you see, in any sports, you see the difference in Formula One. It's another analogy. You see the guys that are going to win, you know. Well, we got a chance now to do something when we're in that position, and I don't think we've got to fluff it. I think, you know, it's out in the open. Everyone knows we're making a record, and everyone is going to have high expectations, and I want us to be able to deliver those high expectations. At the same time as preparing people for something that's going to be a little bit different, maybe. It'll have all the elements of what we believe in. It's coming from our heart. I think the reason we've had an audience all these years is because we have stuck to our guns. You know, we do what we believe in. And all the songs are like our children, you know. Some of them are bad, some of them are good, but we love them all. And I think that's a kind of, we're committed to them. And this is a very special period coming up now because the band is very happy. It's like a family going through a really good time, you know. And I don't know what the future holds, but I do know what the present holds. And that's the opportunity to make our Sgt. Pepper, if you like.
I will translate that in 3 words, 5 words. Θα βγάλουν ένα πάρα πολύ καλό δίσκο. Είναι ο καιρός, λέει, να κάνουμε το Sgt. Pepper μας, δηλαδή να κάνουμε ένα άλμπομ όπως είπε και ο Ρότζερ, το οποίο θα μας πάει εκεί που πρέπει να μας πάει τέλος πάντων. Και λέει ότι είναι όπως το μπιλιάρδο που είναι ένας πολύ καλός παίκτης του μπιλιάρδο που έχει παίξει όλες τις μπίλιες και που του μένει μόνο να βάλει τη μαύρη μέσα στην τρύπα και του βλέπει τη μαύρη, αρχίζει και το σκέφτεται και την ώρα τη χάνει. Εκεί είναι λέει που δεν έχει το killer touch. Και λέει στην καριέρα μας έχουμε κάνει πολλά πάνω και κάτω, σαν καλτσόν. Και τώρα είμαστε σε μια πολύ ψηλή στιγμή της καριέρας μας, κατ' ουσίαν αυτό που μας είπε ο Ιαν Γκίλαν.
Και αυτό που είπε επίσης που είναι έτσι αρκετά σημαντικό είναι ότι όλα τα τραγούδια τους θα θεωρούν παιδιά τους.
Άλλα είναι καλά, άλλα κακά, αλλά όλα τα αγαπάνε.
Όλα τα αγαπάνε. Να πάμε λίγο να δούμε το ίντερνετ, γιατί έχουν site στο
ίντερνετ. We gotta have a stop at our whatever website in the internet, the Highway Star.
Yep. Πάμε κατευθείαν να δούμε μια βόλτα στο ίντερνετ, να δούμε το site.
Αυτό είναι.
Και αυτό είναι αυτό που βλέπετε αυτή τη στιγμή.
That's the Highway Star. That's the front page, I think.
Yeah. What do you have to say about the site? Roger, Steve, Ian?
Well, you know, the whole advent of the internet and web and everything like that means that we're much more in contact with the fans than we were ever before. I remember in the old days, you know, fan letters would come to the office, and I must say, I did answer a few, but not nearly enough. And it's too time-consuming. Whereas the whole internet thing makes it just much easier to have that connection. And I think that as much as we have a Purple family here, I think we have kind of an extended family.
That's right.
You know, and the internet is really the sort of focus of it all.
Αυτό που μας λέει είναι ότι πλέον μέσω του ίντερνετ μπορεί να επικοινωνήσει πολύ περισσότερο με τους οπαδούς. Θυμάται, λέει παλιά ότι πήγαινε, έβρισκε όλα τα γράμματα.
Στίβες γράμματα από φαν στα γραφεία.
Στίβες, αλλά προσπάθησε να απαντήσει σε μερικά, αλλά να είστε σίγουροι ότι δεν μπορούσα να απαντήσω σε όλα. Τώρα όμως λέει μπορώ, μια που δεν είναι μόνο λέει εμείς η Deep Purple είναι μια οικογένεια, αλλά όπως βλέπετε είναι μια τεράστια οικογένεια η Deep Purple. Και αυτό νομίζω ότι λέει πάρα πολλά.
Έχω να κάνω μια ερώτηση που δεν μου αρέσει καθόλου να την κάνω και δεν μου αρέσει καθόλου να ακούω την απάντηση, αλλά πρέπει να την κάνω. I was saying that I have one question which I don't like to ask, and you probably won't like to answer it, but I have to do it. And it's this. It's not the 5 of you that are in Deep Purple now for the past 7 years, the most stable lineup ever in Deep Purple. But ever since 1968, there's been 14 musicians through the ranks of Deep Purple. Do you think this is a detriment to the band? Has been a detriment, a stoppage to the band or something?
I think what's been strong for the band is that nobody in the band insisted that it be a picture of this guy or that guy or any kind of glamour image. It was, the focus was on music and the name of the band as opposed to, you know, worrying about image and people. I think that's me looking from the outside in and from the inside out.
Yeah. Εγώ λέει, βλέποντας το από έξω προς τα μέσα και από μέσα προς τα έξω, λέει αυτό που έχει σημασία είναι ότι δεν υπήρχε ποτέ, δεν έχει να κάνει με το image, με το τι στυλ έχουν κτλ. Ότι είναι η μουσική και το όνομα Deep Purple αυτό το οποίο βγάζει. That's Steve's. Αλλά είναι πραγματικά η πιο παλαιά, η πιο διαρκή σε χρόνο σύνδεση του συγκροτήματος αυτή.